Who is SexisDeath? That's a question everyone in the hip-hop world is asking right now. Behind the mysterious name is Rose Marie Johansen, a Danish artist who's quickly becoming the creative force behind Playboi Carti's new era. If you've noticed the gothic, dark look Carti's been showing off lately, SexisDeath is the one making it happen. SexisDeath, or Rose Marie Johansen, wasn't always the mysterious artist we know today. She grew up in Denmark, where her early life was very different from the world of hip-hop. Her mom was a doctor, and she would often take Rose with her to work at the hospital. SexisDeath's childhood was filled with visits to morgues and underground tunnels, which might sound creepy, but for her, it was normal. She saw the human body in ways most people never would. These early experiences left a huge mark on her art, and she began using those images of anatomy and hospitals in her work. Rose's style grew darker as she got older. She didn't want to make art that looked perfect or pretty. Instead, she started creating weird, spooky designs, inspired by her memories from the hospital and her fascination with the human body. She was also inspired by artists like John Hartfield and John O'Reilly, who used their art to tell stories and make people think differently. By the time she started working as an artist full-time, Rose had already developed a style that was all her own. She created pieces that showed both the weird and the wonderful sides of life, using her unique vision to stand out from other artists. This mix of strange beauty is what made her the perfect match for someone like Playboi Carti, who loves pushing boundaries and creating his own lane in music and fashion. But how did SexisDeath go from being the local artist that she was to collaborating with big names like Playboi? Rose's rise in the art world was not a typical one. When she first started showing her work, it wasn't in some huge gallery. It was in small underground spaces. She put everything she had into her art, and her solo show at NYC's 558 Gallery was her big breakthrough. Her pieces were intense and sometimes shocking. At first glance, they seemed brutal and gory, but when you look closer, you could see the skill and beauty in every line she drew. But she didn't just stick to tattooing. She also started working with fashion brands like Democorp, where she added her dark, edgy touch to their clothing designs. She became part of a crew that pushed punk and grunge aesthetics into the mainstream, making it cool again to dress with a rebellious edge. Whether she was creating tattoos, designing clothes, or working as a stylist, she made sure everything she touched had her signature style. Over time, her style became known as something that mixed freedom and rebellion with darkness and mystery. It was exactly this blend that caught the attention of Playboi Carti and the Opium label. They saw something in her that matched their vision, and from there, the partnership began to grow. But that wasn't all Rose was into. In fact, she also made names in the tattoo and fashion world. How did Rose Marie blend her fascination with anatomy and punk aesthetics to create tattoos that people couldn't look away from? The answer is a mix of inspiration that you might not expect. Before linking up with Carti, Rose was already making her mark in the tattoo world. She developed a name for herself as someone who wasn't afraid to push boundaries. Her tattoos were bold and unique, filled with gothic vibes and anatomical elements that most tattoo artists wouldn't touch. People came to her because they wanted something different, something that made them stand out. She didn't stop there. She also worked on photo shoots, crafting visuals that fit her dark and moody aesthetic. Her work with Brandon Bowen, a photographer known for his shadowy images, helped her create photos that felt like they came straight out of a horror movie. This work set her apart, and she became known as the artist who could make anything feel eerie yet stylish. When the opportunity to work with Playboi Carti and the Opium label came up, she was ready. SexisDeath's journey with Playboi Carti started when she joined the Opium label as a creative director. This wasn't just a small job. She was responsible for shaping the entire look and feel of Carti's new era. From the music videos to the merch, she was involved in every detail. Her first major project with Carti was the music video for Backrooms. She came up with a concept, designed the set, and made sure every visual matched the eerie punk style she is known for. The video felt like a mix of a horror movie and a fashion show, and fans immediately noticed the shift in Carti's aesthetic. It was darker, bolder, and more mysterious, exactly what she was bringing to the table. She also started appearing in more of Carti's visuals. She was always there, dressed in her signature all-black gothic style, keeping her face partially hidden, which added to the mystery.
Yeah, I was looking for
In addition to videos, she played a big role in designing the merch. Her touch was everywhere, from the t-shirts to the jackets, all featuring the dark, edgy designs she is famous for. She made sure everything connected back to the opium aesthetic. Dark, rebellious, and unapologetically different. Fans loved it. The merch sold out fast, showing just how much her style resonated with Carti's audience. The partnership between Carti and SexisDeath worked so well because they both love pushing boundaries. Carti's music was all about breaking the rules, and her art fit perfectly with that vision. She wasn't afraid to experiment, and Carti gave her the freedom to take his aesthetic to the next level. The collaboration also helped elevate SexisDeath's status as an artist. People started to recognize her as not just a tattoo artist or a stylist, but as the mastermind behind Playboi Carti's new look. Her work was becoming the face of the opium label, and it was clear that she was more than just someone in the background. She was a key player in shaping one of the most talked about movements in hip-hop. Carti's fans became obsessed with finding out more about her, and the mystery only added to the hype. Rose Marie wasn't the kind of person who gave interviews or posted her face everywhere, so people had to piece things together through her art. The I Am Music era is Playboi Carti's boldest look yet, and SexisDeath is the mastermind behind it. She has taken everything she has learned from her years in tattooing, fashion, and art to build a new, darker version of Carti's world. It's not just about the music, it's about creating an entire atmosphere, and she is the one making it happen. The style she created for this era is a mix of gothic, punk, and grunge influences. The fashion is full of black leather, chains, inverted crosses, and heavy boots, things you might see at a rock concert. But it's not just about the clothes, it's about the entire vibe. She makes sure every video, photo shoot, and live performance feels like a journey into a spooky, rebellious world. Her goal is to make fans feel like they're stepping into a different reality when they experience Carti's music.
What? 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 What?
One of the biggest changes she brought to Carti's aesthetic is the heavy influence of tattoo culture. She has also used her skills as a tattoo artist to design custom pieces for Carti, turning his body into a canvas that matches the dark punk image they've created together.
First I go whip out the bow. No, I can't hit on no bricks. My life is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, gotta have my face. This not a rock star phase. I'm an emo, thug in my face.
She even crafted a vest for Carti with her own opium logo, making sure every detail represents the brand's vision. SexisDeath also designed the look for the I Am Music album rollout. She was behind the visual themes for the teasers, including the dark, shadowy images that were released on social media. She knows how to keep people guessing, and her designs are full of hints and symbols that get fans talking and trying to figure out what's coming next. This kind of marketing is what makes the opium label stand out from the rest. For live shows, Rose has taken things even further. She also creates set designs that make concerts feel like immersive experiences. Imagine stepping into a space that feels like a haunted house, with smoke, eerie lighting, and distorted visuals playing in the background. Everything is carefully crafted to give fans a full sensory experience, turning Carti's shows into something unforgettable. Her ability to mix different art forms, tattooing, fashion, set design, and video direction has made her invaluable to Playboi Carti's creative team. SexisDeath has figured out how to make people feel like they're in on something special. And that's why her work is so effective. By pushing the limits of what hip-hop can look and feel like, SexisDeath helped Carti create a brand that isn't just about music. It's a lifestyle that fans can see, wear, and live. SexisDeath's work has made sure that I Am Music isn't just an album. It's a whole new era for Playboi Carti and the opium label. Even though SexisDeath is helping transform Carti's image, the journey hasn't been without problems. Working with the opium label means facing some controversies, and she has had to deal with her fair share. One big issue is the delayed and canceled shows. Opium's crew has been criticized for not delivering on promises, leaving fans frustrated. Some shows got canceled last minute, and people didn't know why. The label also faced backlash for delays with merch orders, and there were even rumors about scamming incidents involving streamers like Aiden Ross. While she wasn't directly responsible, being part of the label meant she was associated with these issues. Another challenge is keeping the mystery alive. SexisDeath has built her reputation on being a private person, but that can sometimes be tricky when people are constantly trying to uncover the truth about her and Carti's creative process. She has to balance staying hidden while still putting out work that keeps people interested. If she gives too much away, the mystery disappears, but if she stays too hidden, fans might lose interest. SexisDeath's work with Playboi Carti has already left a huge mark on hip-hop and fashion. She has made gothic and punk aesthetics cool again, showing that these styles can have a place in modern rap culture. Through her designs and direction, she has influenced not only Carti's fans, but also other artists who want to experiment with a darker look. Looking ahead, it's clear that she is just getting started. She has hinted at future projects that will push the boundaries of what she has already done. This could mean more collaborations with brands, more immersive concert experiences, or even expanding into film. With her experience in so many different fields, the possibilities are endless. What's next for Rose Marie Johansen and SexisDeath? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, she is a force in the creative world, and her work with Playboi Carti and Opium is just the beginning of what she is capable of.